Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream Park. That's right, it's 11:02 in the a.m. We have a 12 o'clock post. Of course, it's Breeders' Cup weekend, Brian. And not only Breeders' Cup weekend, you could see the costume Brian has on this afternoon for Halloween. So we got everything on. I like it, Brian.
This place is going to be popping pretty good this afternoon. With
They
the
got
Breeders'
everything going
Club
on here.
and Halloween party and all sorts of good stuff. Early adjusted posts all weekend. We'll talk about it in a later round. Today, though, high noon. So looking forward to that. Big rainbow, $150,000 estimated jackpot Sunday. Mandatory day, right?
Mandatory day again, yeah, on Sunday. So great stuff going on. And, of course, we'll give you an early warning. Don't forget to put your clocks full ahead. Spring back. You're full ahead. Put your clocks ahead 1 hour on Sunday at 2 o'clock in the morning. Do not do it at 1. You have to do it at 2.
You have to wake up and do it
You
exactly.
have to wake up
at
and
2,
do it
right?
at 2 o'clock in the
So.
morning.
So,
So,
if you're just getting in, you could do it too.
the
right?
Rainbow Six, what do we got going on?
150.
150. I'm liking it. You know, today we got stakes action. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, we got an overnight on Sunday. So.
Two on Sunday, two on Saturday.
Two on Saturday.
Two on Saturday. There it is, 150,000. Lots of good stuff going on over the weekend, of course, with the Breeders' Cup. You can, of course, come out and watch and wager on every Breeders' Cup race right here in Silks, right here with us outside. It's got lots going on. 10 Palms everywhere.
If you're here with us today, we run race 10. It's going to belly you right up to the first Breeders' Cup race, which I think is at around 5:45.
Right.
Our last race, 5:15-ish. So perfect transition. Hang around, have a pop or two, and
Go to the
dig
party.
in.
Go
There
to
you
the
go.
party. Win money. Go to the party. There it is.
Boom,
See?
look at these guys all
Look at
over the
this.
place.
So
Unfortunately,
simulclass takeover. They're taking it over. So there you go. October
11 a.m.
31st,
doors
11
open.
a.m. It opens. The doors are open right now. So that is all we got to tell you about before we get into the Friday card. Fast main track, firm turf course, all weather Tapeta. First race today, 5 1/2 furlongs. And Brian's going to show you his early pick 5 ticket.
Yep, here we go. The first half of this card, I had some scratches on. The last half of this card, I had nothing. But we've got a couple singles. That's why this is a tight ticket. Race number 2, I've got the 4 on top. Call the Bullpen for Joe Orsino and DJ Stables, hoping to have a big weekend with nitrogen out there at the Breeders' Cup. And the distaff race number 3, I've got the 7 on top. That is Bound for Trouble. The other single is my best bet of the day, Insolenta for Nick Tomlinson, as he looks for his first career win. And race number 5, we go to the 7 on top there, Blaze of Color. And to be perfectly honest with you, Ron, at 6-5 on the morning line, and quite possibly lower than that, you could easily single there too.
We have every horse you mentioned on top together.
Kind of tough not to in some of these races.
Now, the first race, we'll start it off with Let Loose Louis. And Louis, I'm sure, will be here sometime this afternoon.
Saw Louis last week.
Yeah, saw Louis last week. And this is the 5 horse in here, and that is Adios Made, who looks poised to say adios to this field, you would think, right?
Yeah, I would think so. We've got a lot of replays to show. I was going to cue this one up. I said there's nothing here to show because Adios Mate was comfortably clear of Amori MVP on the inside, and the 7 a little bit sideways. I'll tell you what, if it's not him, Ron, I don't know why he wouldn't win.
Yeah, you know, the inside horse, Amori MVP is hoping to find more firepower for the stretch run. Finished 3rd behind Adios Mate. So just, handicapping 101. It sure looks like Adios Mate, who's currently up there 3-5, is a major player. Thus, Brian singling in the first leg of his ticket this afternoon, early pick 5 ticket. We're on the turf for race number 2. And don't forget, a little later on, we're going to have the tropical turf pick 3. This one, a mile on the turf. They're maiden claimers, fillies and mares. They're 2-year-olds. Scratch the 1 Mischievous Scout and also the number 11 Raya El Nil. And blinkers on number 8. Only You, both you and I with the number 4. Call to the Bullpen is dropping to the 35 level today.
Kind of looks like maybe the right fresh new face, right? We're going to stretch 2 to 2 turns. Cairo Prince out of an include mare, certainly on the bottom of the pedigree. You'd think she wants to run all day. I think she might just have the speed to get loose in here. At least the morning line favorite, Affirming, was uninspiring on her debut. So call the Bullpen for sharp connections, stretching out. Maybe she gets brave.
Yeah, Dosing at 26% with the class drop. Todd Pletcher, that horse affirming. You really got to watch the tote action on this horse. I'm not totally sold. And, just talking about these first couple of races, you can count on one hand the times that Brian and I agree exactly.
That's
In race 1 and 2, the exact is only that. The point I'm trying to make is these races are pretty formful early on during the card. Race number 3 this afternoon is a claimer. These are 3-year-olds of 4 and up with never won 3 races in life. Scratch the 6 Breezer in here, and we both have the number 7 Bound for Trouble on top, and this one is about to show more when he plunges to this level.
This is riveting television here, right? Jose D'Angelo looks like he's got this field over a barrel. He's got the 2 morning line favorites, at least the 7 Bound for Trouble, and then the 5 sneak preview. Both of them are coming in off real duds,
right?
But both of them are coming in off facing way better too.
Well, the one that didn't come off a dud, and we're going to show you the video of, is the 8 Mighty Murphy. He's stepping up. He responded in that first race after the claim by Kent Sweezy. Really impressive front-running victory.
It really was. Kent off the claim, and Kent started this Sunshine meet pretty hot, and he does such a good job down here. Mighty Murphy's going to drag these 2 horses along. He's going to completely fry Grand Joker at 5-2, and G Speedy at odds on is sitting the trip, kind of licking his chops to the outside, and you would think he's poised to go by, and nope. Mighty Murphy's going to break again here, and he's going to be down the road a comfortable length and a quarter winner with Cipriano Gil aboard, and certainly he's back aboard today. And this was a very authoritative effort. Now he is stepping up out of the 2 L's, but at least where his form is to be. You're not necessarily sure about the 7 or the 5. You got to hope the drop is going to wake them up.
Well, going to race number 4 this afternoon, and this one is going to be 1.70 miles on the Tapeta. These are maiden claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. Scratch the 9 Dark Wind, a big long shot in there. Your best bet is Insoletta. I also have it on top, but take it away, being your best bet this afternoon.
Well, I mentioned that fresh new face angle. We don't know if she's going to handle Tapeta or not, but this is a group. Stuck in neutral would be being kind to this group. Right. And here's Insoletta with a big turf run for Nick Tomlinson. We know him down here as Mark Cassie's assistant for several years, so he's got one now under his care, and one of the good guys and a sharp young guy in racing. And this horse has got the class edge and just looks better. If Tapeta's the question, obviously, but if Awesome Campaign is the horse that you've got to worry about, I like your chances.
Yeah, and MSC El Jaramillo is going to hop aboard, so the speed that this horse showed on the turf, if we can translate it to the Tapeta, it's gone. You mentioned Awesome Campaign is going back to the Tapeta, recovered from that slow start. He finished second going a 1-turn mile on the main track. Victor Barboza, he's 20% with his Tapeta runs. That's actually a little low. So,
that's a good point.
And then you can go with, I went with Starlight Luna, who's a late striding type, who I think can grab a piece. That's simple as that.
Yeah, back just quickly to Awesome Campaign. 60 cents on the dollar. She's not close. The 3 races with Victor are essentially exactly the same as all the other races with anybody else, which is Victor in the 30s at moving horses up percentage. Hasn't gotten anything out of her.
We're going to take a short break for the Rainbow Six, and you saw these first four races this afternoon. If anybody else wins, you're going to get good payoffs because we've been burning the chalk at double ends here. So we'll be back for race number 5 and my Rainbow Six ticket.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access Past Performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
We're back for our Halloween. We're back for our Halloween card here this afternoon. Then I scared my cameraman. He didn't know what was going on. Boo. 1 mile fast main track. These are claims 3-year-olds and 4 and up, which have never won 3 races. Hey, you got to have some fun.
Is that it's the first time you've ever gone off script? It's not in the program.
I actually didn't have to. I ad-libbed that, I should say. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Here's my Rainbow. Don't listen to these guys. Here's my Rainbow Six ticket. It's 43:20. I'm back on script. Race 5 we'll talk about. Race 6, I got my long shot in there. Sod Siren. You're going to show a replay of that. 9-2. I thought it was going to be higher. Race number 7 this afternoon. Big scratch in there of the inside horse. But I did go with the number 6 horse in there, and that's Dominant Diva for Seffi Joseph Jr., but I used a couple others. Race number 8, my top pick is the 5 Uturian. I think is for Joe Osino. Can have a good day this afternoon. But I also used some other horses. The 9th race is for me on top. It's Patty's Gift at 7-2. A little bit of a price. And then in the last race, Starship Impulsive, Steve Dwoskin. What a nice horse this is. Getting back to the turf. And Samantha was the one that found this one before we all did. And I always prided myself on catching Steve Dwoskin first, but I did not. It was Samantha, and this horse has just been incredible.
Yes, for sure. She's going to meet a good group today, but she has a will to win, loves the turf course. Steve has done a great job stretching her out.
Listen, if I have to write this analysis, I might as well read this analysis. What'd you start it off with, wise guy?
Well, I think this is the. I
well,
hope.
let me tell you what the race is. It's a mile claim. I'm forgetting everything. Oh, I did that already. So it's a mile on the fast main track.
I hope and think this might be the last race where everything's going to fall with, and you can get a little funky going forward. But I'll tell you what, Blaze of Color, 6-5 on your morning line. If this horse is 1-5, it wouldn't shock me, because that dirt race for Jose Castro last time, first time on the dirt with Jose, just blows this field right out of the water.
I went with the 2 Santal and second, who's stepping up on the main track after responding first race after the claim by Victor Barboza Jr. Of course, it was a victory against those 2 lifetime claimers, going 5.5 on the Tapita. The apprentice Luis Fumayor is aboard. Maybe this one grabs a share. Antillion, you want to show video of this horse.
Yeah, you can't take anything away from Antillion. This is the 2L win, and I, quite frankly, don't know where it came from, but it was really good. And kind of biding the time down on the inside with Wesley Henry, and loaded and ready to go, dressed up and nowhere to go. And when the seam is there, Antillion at 11-1 for Garrett Arscott just blows the field away here. And you can see he is just loaded in the dashboard, Ronnie, and just kind of waiting. And this is a breakthrough win. The waters are way deeper today. The seas part here, and credit to Wesley Henry for putting a good ride on, just waiting for the seam. And Antillion ran to it. When it got there, the waters are deeper coming out of the 2L ranks, but this was a very, very good effort. Can he back it up? I don't know about that.
It's 11-1, right?
11-1, yeah. I didn't have him, that's for sure.
I didn't have him, so I'm going to go to race number 6 this afternoon. Anything else in race number 5?
No, I think that's
race number 6 on the turf, and this is a maiden race. It's for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. We're going to scratch the 1 Taboo Mischief, and we are going to have. Let's show you my tropical turf pick 3 this afternoon, and it is $27, and we'll talk races 6, 8, and 10. This race for me, it's the 4 Sod Siren. That's my long shot of the day. I don't know what we'll get, but I also used the 7 and the 10. Going to race number 8 this afternoon. I told you about a Turian when I was talking about my Rainbow 6, but I used a Flamingo Way for a price along with Hot Cargo. Is 10-1 on there, and I'm going to just go with that horse in the last race. Which is my best bet today. Starship Impulsive has just been so impressive for the connection. So for me, $27 this afternoon, and everything today is banking on the last race.
Yeah, well, let's see what I got working in this late pick 5.
Okay.
Obviously with Samantha at the Breeders' Cup doing that. So we'll take a look at Ronnie's got TT pick 3 duty. I've got a late pick 5, and this is like all over the place. Probably, it's Breeders' Cup weekend. We can spread a little bit in here, and we're spreading in race 6 to be sure. Race number 7 is my long shot, Puckered, and the reason I'm playing such a bigger ticket because Dominant Diva is going to be a minuscule price in there. I'm not sold on her. Race number 8, that's the other spread, the 5 at Turian. I'm with Ronnie. I did pick her. Race 9, Spicy Guacamole, a bit of an aggressive single in there in a race where you can go many different ways. And the Cellar Shiraz is such a good addition. And I'm going to put the 7, Mike Trombetta, back in the entry box here at Gulfstream Park. Obviously, the race goes through Ronnie's horse.
Yeah, we're going to get the jockey. I don't know if we got it in the last race on the number 11, Phoenix of Wit. Nope,
Not yet.
Okay. Nope. Okay. So Liam will be up to give you the scratches.
Liam Molinaro, welcome back.
I want to say Liam Neeson, but it's Liam Molinaro who will be calling Dave. Pete on vacation for about 3 weeks. I think he takes this every year. Rest up for the championship meet. So, Pete, enjoy your vacation if you're listening. Getting to this race, Brian, I'll start it off with my long shot. I thought it was going to be higher. You had him 9-2. I mean, he's not one of the selections, but I think he has a big shot. Do we want to show the video first?
Yeah, this horse runs very, very well. Safi took her up to Saratoga. She ran well.
Well, pop that video up, and I'll tell you why I like it. There you go.
So there you go. She's on the inside. Now, this is a $50,000 maiden claimer. We know those Bob Edwards E5 silks colors very, very well. She's doing the dirty work as the inside speed down on the inside. She's going to try to gut this field here off the far turn. She's going to get about a length and a half clear, and she's just going to kind of get run down a little bit late. Good friend of ours likes this horse a lot today, Ronnie. So there might be a little, the WB likes this horse today. There might be a little steam on this horse. So we'll see. But, the fact Safi decided to bring her up I-95 and run at Saratoga is to me, could be significant.
Well, you look at the horses in this race, not to denigrate them or anything like that. This one fits perfectly. You mentioned 50,000. I don't see. I see lateral.
I don't disagree. You're going to see a lot better maiden special weight races here as the year progresses. So yeah.
You did go with the number 3 horse in here, and that's D Capri. This one for Mark Cassie, Emicio La Romeo.
Yep. So this is a homebred for Gary Barber and Wachtel Stable for Mark, and Emicio's aboard. So that says to me they want to be forward in this race. And we know with these turf sprints, you got to break early. Rails, take note now, the rails at 66 feet.
All weekend, I believe.
All weekend. That's utter doom for outside horses or horses that don't have speed. DiCapri with a slew of works. Nice pedigree here. Full sister to Philo D'Ariana, who was very, very good for Mark, a multiple grade 2 winner. Also started her career 4 for 4. There could be some precociousness here.
Let's go with the 10-second to talk about Welcome to America, the average bred for Jose D'Angelo. We'll show you a stat on this horse. Brian was stat boy this weekend, so what'd you get?
Yeah, I think this is a big stat for Jose. First time turf maiden special weights here past 5 years. So this is Motown Diva, excuse me. This is the 8. Who's another.
Sorry, I had it on the 10.
That's all right. No, because she worked in company with the 10, Welcome to America.
So it's on the 8.
Yep, it's on the 8. So they both worked very, very big. Welcome to America has a turf race. If he's got 2, you got to use 2. You would agree this is a spread race in the Rainbow, right?
Yeah. Well, I did. I went 4 deep. And the other horse I used that you didn't, but like you said, we would differ a lot here is City Minute. This is another one from Safi Joseph Jr. Showed promise on the grass. That was during her sophomore season. Going back to the turf, she showed stalk speed against special weight foes on the Tapeta. On the spring, coming back. I like this times on the grass. Love to bread the surface switch, so I'm throwing this one in. I don't know what this one is on the board. 6-1.
She could be favored. Wouldn't shock me at all if she's favored. She's the last horse. I did use her in my pick 5.
Oh, you did use her in your pick 5. So race 6 is where things got a little dicey. Finally, we got a little day. Now, race number 7 this afternoon, 6 furlongs, and it's an allowance optional claimer. And these are fillies and mares 3-year-olds and upward. We're going to scratch the inside horse, Sophistry. And also, let's say, I want to hear about Puckett, because I did not use this horse.
Well, every other horse in this race, with the exception of the 3, wants to be involved early. Some speed did come out with the 1 scratching. That was a little bit of a bummer.
Right.
Puckard has been facing way better. A couple of these last starts against males, okay? And then the sheer drama. She's a price.
Right.
The flow might help her. And then maybe we can segue over to the huge favorite. 4-5 in the morning for Dominant Diva. Could be way lower than that. We'll show you the replay. I was not enamored with this run.
Is this not the one she was DQ'd in?
No, this is the comeback win over just nothing
Right.
at 1-9. So she outbroke the starting gate. She was instantly ahead about 2-3 lengths early on. 46 flat is, not breaking any stopwatches for a 6 furlong sprint in this kind of group here. Queen Mackenzie, I believe that's her stablemate, actually makes her run a little bit entering the far turn, and she's going to swat her. It's a pretty aggressive ride here. I'm sure they didn't get to the bottom of her. She does face winners. I think she's going to get more pace. I hope she's going to get more pace pressure today, Ron. This just didn't wow me in its risk reward, and she's going to be a tiny price.
What sort of sold me, Brian, and I mentioned the disqualification, so for all intents and purposes, you could make the case that this one is already a two-time winner.
Yeah, very fair.
You know what I mean? So that was what, I sort of like that angle a little bit, where even though the horse was disqualified, that it could run well in there. I just like saying Whiffletree Seri, which is the 5 horse, who's a perfect 2 for 2, sprinting at 6 furlongs on the main track, goes back to the main track for Mike Yates, had that sprint campaign at Colonial. So if you cruise through the past performances, maybe you can make a little bit of a case for this horse running on the dirt.
She's got a lot of speed, too.
Yeah.
That could be problematic for Dominant Diva.
Well, I think it helps that the one scratched.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
Definitely agree with that.
Yeah. I like the one in there. That was my second choice in there because I thought that horse might be the sneaky in that race. Going to race number 8 this afternoon, 5 furlongs on the turf. It's an allowance optional claimer. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. Scratch the 7, Sophia. And we have any tickets? No, we're done with tickets.
No, we're done
today.
with tickets.
We're done with tickets today. So let's get into this race number 7. We both have the number 5 on the top, Turian, who's going back to the turf. After that, the victory is snatched away. You remember Classy Choose Joy came from way back and got Choose Joy is a nice horse.
I mean, talk about Steve Dwoskin. I think that was off a 1.5 year layoff, too. And
it was amazing.
What a job. I thought she was way over the top when she last was seen here. We'll see her again soon.
Yeah.
But Etrurian now off 2 stakes turf races at Monmouth Park where she more than held her own. She was 4th and 5th in those 2 spots, beaten just 2 lengths against better groups. So, I feel the race goes through her, but she doesn't have to win, that's for sure.
No. So you went with the number 6 in second. Let's make case. This one from Miguel Clement here. First time for the meet. Yeah. Miguel, of course, taking over for his great late dad, Christoph. And he been doing a good job.
And I've got him winning a Breeders' Cup race. Maybe more. I don't know. He's live bullets out there.
He's already got 2 Grade 1 wins.
Yes, so he's done a great job, deterministic on the turf at Saratoga. So kudos to him, as Ronnie said, the late, great Christophe Clement. Well, we're going to show the last time she was here at Gulfstream Park. And maybe the significance, too, is the only time she's ever run on Lasix was an absolute tour de force.
Well, that's good angle.
I don't know where her form is. She was dreadful in 2 starts at Saratoga. One of them was in kind of a boggy renewal of the Grade 3 Coronation Cup. But the Galway, she did get checked, but she didn't do any running. If you're back with her today, and you're thinking maybe this is a class drop for her, don't forget, this will be the first time she'll race against older horses, too. So be a little careful now. I don't necessarily know if that's much of a class drop, but this was her only start on Lasix. It was right here, 100 yards to our right on the turf. Maybe she can get back to that.
I'm thinking she's the favorite, Brian.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me.
I think she's the favorite. I like Hot Cargo. Now, I wouldn't sleep on this horse, as Brian always says. Hot Cargo going back to the turf today after gaining late but failing to rail in, Choose Joy in the touring last time out. She's 4 for 4 in the money in the Gulfstream turf and got Lionel Reyes, handling that surface switch today. So I thought maybe this horse 10-1 on the line can grab a share.
Yeah.
Going back, I might have missed. You make a great case for Make Haste, and as I'm looking at it, this horse might be the favorite in there. And every once in a while, you get too cute and you miss a horse like that. And I'm talking about myself. Anything else, Brian, in race number 8?
Well, the only thing I'll add is you got Hart Cargo in second. Who's going to pass some horses.
Right.
Don't sleep on La Amazonia, who I know it was on Tapeta, but the first start for Barboza last time was a whoosh job there.
I think I had that horse.
She might be okay today.
Yeah. We're going to go to race number 9, if I can find it, which I can in 1 second. And this one here is a 6-furlong sprint. These are claimers, fillies, 3-year-olds of fillies and mares 4 and up, which have never won 3 races. $8,000 the claiming level. Do we have any scratches in this race? No, clean,
clear.
Clean slate in here. Brian, take it off with this was your best bet, I believe?
It's a single. It's an
single. That's
aggressive single. Certainly Ron's horse could be front and center. The one, Lady Patrick's, will show in a second. Spicy Guacamole was entered last week. Carlos David opted to run here off the claim, 33%. Blinkers go on. She hasn't won a dirt race here at Gulfstream, but she's run well, and this is just a huge move to go from Carlos David to a trainer that doesn't start a lot of horses. 33% off the claim, and he wants to run on the main track. I'll take it.
I had to go with Patty's Gift on top. Third, going for its third win. Faced off the claim by Jose D'Angelo. You look at its record here: 4 starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds. Emacile Jaramillo, is going to get this horse interested early. So I just thought that was the way to go. You're mentioning the number. The one horse we're going to show a video of next latest Patrick.
This is another one of those races where there could be any number of 3 or 4 horses could be favored in this race. There's going to be a lot going on here. I did not like this Lady Patrick's last time at all. I was dead set against her, and I have to give her credit because, as you can see here, they did not hand her the race.
Right.
She's in an all-out duel on the inside with 5 eyes on Michelle, who she absolutely just swats here, and she's going to run off by 7 1/4. Big-time effort, breakthrough effort in terms of figures. And I don't like the rail, but she just did it from the inside last time, Ronnie. You can see she's still a little green there.
Right.
Doesn't really, not the best mover you'll ever see, but she puts it all together and levels off in the lane.
Yeah, okay. So, that was in August. That was against 2 Lifetime. Going to the next level is not the easiest thing to do.
No, it's not.
But then you look at the connections. Victor Barboza Jr., he does some interesting, good stuff. So, certainly a major player. And you're right. Who's the favorite, actually? Morning line favorite. Spicy
guacamole.
Easy for me to say there. So, there you go. That's anything else, Brian?
No, but just to pick up on what you were kind of trying to put down there, that race was August 15th.
Right.
Where you been?
Yeah, that's what I was, there's some questions you could be answered. We're on the turf for race number 10, which is great, and it's our feature race of the afternoon. It's the Sellers Shiraz, and this one is 1 mile and 16. If you're just joining us, the turf is firm. The rail is at 66 feet. Straight 3-year-olds. Big, important thing to watch now. A lot of these horses, most of these horses in the race, we're all knocking heads with older horses. I don't know. To me, it just looks like Starship Impulsive. You want to start with that video
Sure,
first?
yeah. This is such a game win. This was against older horses, too. This is the turf race 2 back when she would not let Ashima get by, and we know how good Ashima is. You know what I liked in this race, Ron?
What?
Because Let's Go Coco goes ballistic early.
Right.
Starship Impulsive, for the first time in her career as a router, shut it off early, was okay with Let's Go Coco going crazy early, and she's stalking. She actually took all the worst of it here because Ashima is going to sit back and make Starship Impulsive do the dirty work. I think they could have run around 6 times, Ron, and I don't think she would have ever gotten by.
Right.
Game as heck here.
Right. Very good performance. She's just amazing. She just you always say every time, I think this is the time she might get beat, and she doesn't. So my single this afternoon, but other ways to go. You have on top the number 7 horse in here, and that is Mischief in Motion, and we have replay. We're going to show her
This is her winning the Christiana at Del Park. Now, this was a soft, boggy turf course at 9 furlongs. She does it on the engine. It's difficult to do. You can see she's getting some pressure here on the outside. I thought this was a real step-up effort. You can see the live oak silks there that we know so well down here. Look at her pin her ears back and just streak home for Mike Trombetta. This is Mike's, I believe, first starter down here at Gulfstream. We know him so well, and he's going to win a lot of races. This was geared down.
Geared down. So certainly a good performance. I just want to mention the number 11 horse in here. Now, breaks from post 10 today with
Yeah.
that one scratch of him, but Justify was a big long shot in here. This one's returned locally against straight 3-year-olds, which I'm keying off. After finishing second, that was against older horses. It was an $80,000 entry-level allowance race up at Aqueduct on the turf. Joe Orsino, I don't know who's riding, if we got it yet, but we'll find out for sure. Or Liam will give you the scratches when we get them. I think this horse for the Triumph Super, you got him down there a little bit too. Got a shot.
Yeah, this post is absolutely dreadful for her.
Yeah, even with the mile in the 16th?
Yeah, with rails at 66 feet. She was entered tomorrow to run in a non-stakes race. They want to take this post. She drew terribly tomorrow, too.
Yeah,
so.
she did.
The race here was very, very good. The field was not. So I think she's an underneath player. She's got a lot of talent, though.
Ramsey Pond, stakes placed on
Yeah.
the local turf, returns a ship to Kentucky Downs and finished second, beating ahead against those 80 optional claimers. Safi, Micah Husbands overseeing the homecoming this afternoon. Hey, what was wrong with this horse's performance?
Nothing.
Right.
But she is 0 for 6 here on the turf.
Yeah, no. Well,
2 wins have come elsewhere.
You
but it's
always find
nothing.
something. No, I'm joking.
I do.
Yeah.
You got
You
it.
know, so we got all the That's it. We did the 10. They made fun of me, but I got through it. And we're going to do our lightning round this afternoon.
You let
and,
off making fun of my Halloween costume.
Well, it is. You dressed up as me. You know, these are two different colors, by the way. You can't see it on the screen. We're not dressed alike for Halloween. What we're going with
standings.
Standings.
Yeah. And, boy, kudos to Miguel Vasquez because, you know, you got Edgar there doing his thing, but Miguel has just been off to a great start and a guy that's won a title here before, too.
Edgar's gone out of town a couple of times, you know what I mean? He's not riding first call for Safi Joseph Jr., is he?
I don't know if he is or not. Not in every seemingly race. I
Right.
haven't quite figured that out yet, but
Me
still
either. Me either. And of course, MCL's right
Yeah.
there. You know, Lionel does a fantastic job. Jose Morelos what a summer he had. He's a little far behind, but he's still in the top 5.
Yep.
Trainers. Woo, this is different.
This is fun, too,
Yeah.
because all 3 of these guys now have serious threats at Del Mar. Jose's got,
Right.
obviously, the morning line favorite, Ben Tornado,
Right.
in the sprint, but he's got She's So Spicy
Right.
for more play in the turf sprint.
Right.
Safi, of course, White Abario, amongst others, Hall and Ice, the Princess Rooney winner. And how about Dave Fox goes and takes a Reef Runner out to California, and he wins 2 stakes. Now,
Yeah.
quote unquote, he only won 1.
Yeah, they took him down.
Oh, dreadful. But what a night and day different horse he has become. And Ronnie, if you told me on May 1st that Reef Runner would be 6-1 on the morning line in the Breeders' Cup turf sprint,
Yeah.
I would have just said no. How's that?
Post
Crazy.
times. Write this down. Get your pens out right
Yeah,
now.
I
It's
think
very-
we need to write
I
this
wrote
down,
it.
too.
I couldn't figure it out, so.
So tomorrow, 11:55 a.m. is our first post time. That means Ronnie and I will be here at 10:55 a.m. Sunday, of course, with the daylight savings time. Is that
It's 12:20, I believe.
12:10 maybe?
12:10.
We've got 11 on Sunday on a mandatory day. We'll lightning round you that tomorrow.
Yeah.
But just take note of that. And this is kind of a segue, as Ronnie, we already talked about it and showed that graphic, but it's a Breeders' Cup party here today, tomorrow. It's Halloween today. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on.
And the Silks is open and 10 Palms are open till the last race of the Breeders' Cup, so 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night our time. So it is really a good card, and a good card here too. So there you go, Breeders' Cup promotions. We got Bet and Get, Breeders'
we
Cup
go.
Pick'em, 10 points you get if you do it. Racing Royalty on Saturday. Brian, I wish we could be part of all these things, but we're not allowed.
No, we'll fire, though.
Yeah,
Don't worry about that.
No, we'll be betting other stuff there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what do we got now?
Podcast. We filmed, Ronnie and I filmed that. Samantha
What a
caught
good
up.
podcast.
Yeah, Mike Welsh got through a lot of races. Not all of them, but we had a segment with so many Gulfstream horses and talked about horses we like, made some picks, and then actually today will come out the Breeders' Cup Classic preview because, you know, unfortunately the bum news that Sovereignty, the huge favorite, out.
And you mentioned Mike Welch, and you could sort of get he does, of course, the Clockers Report. Well, you can get it free if you listen to our podcast because he told you a lot of what he likes out there.
Mike's
so.
been out there for the better part of a week and a half now.
What's this upset you
Well,
got
this
going?
is Lenny Lou today, our gal Lenny Lou for Team B and Cone. I'm going to bet her today. This is her beating Males Monster last time, and Monster would be 50-1 today. But this was a really good performance. She is drawn in the far outside post, but she is a legit price contender, and she is. I have to admit, I was not a believer. That made me believe.
She's my second choice.
Okay.
I thought the post.
I picked her.
Remember we talked about it.
Yeah.
You'll see that on our
In the
podcast.
podcast.
I just thought the post made me flip-flop her, put her in second instead of first. Brian, what's your best bet?
Yeah, it's early. Well, I think it's in race 5. It splits the card. Race 4, okay. Insuletta for Nick Tomlinson on the Tapeta.
Mine is in last, so we go all the way to the last. And the horse I'm really enamored with, Starship Impulsive. 5-2 on him. If I get 5-2, I'll be at the window.
All right.
Long shot today.
Who is my long shot today? Puckard, that's right. Puckard. Dominant Diva might be 1-5 in there. Puckard was facing Males, was in the sheer drama. Take a stab from off the pace.
Well, apparently they got steam on my horse here today, and that is in race number 6, Saad Siren, who's the French bred at 9-2, and that basically is it. We're going to turn it over to Liam Molinaro with all the changes and stuff. And as we mentioned, he'll be here for the next couple of weeks, filling in for the one and only Pete Aiello. And Brian and I will be here. All races today, all races tomorrow, all races on Sunday. So good luck, everybody.